We only have a small garden, and it's quite difficult to separate our plant pots into areas to water and not to water. And what we've finding that our agaves and aeoniums and things are getting too wet when we're watering at night. And we decided we wanted them in a raised area that we could try and keep fairly dry. And the solution was to build a sort of shelf that we could house them all on. Now, the cheapest way to build this thing was to use these decking boards, and they're about £7 each for a 2.4 metre from B&Q. And they sort of knock together quite easily. It hasn't got to be anything too fancy. And I decided to make the bottom completely permeable so that if we do get a lot of rain, then the water will just run through. And so it's going to have all like a wire mesh bottom, and I'm going to put a membrane on top of that and then fill it with gravel and plant in that. And hopefully the water will just run straight through them, and they won't have this terrible problem of root rot, which you can very easily get with these type of plants. I've been quite amazed with the performance of this climber here. It's Lonicera henryi Copper Beauty, and it's an evergreen honeysuckle. And the thing, it's very slow to get started growing, like in year one, but in year two, it just rockets away. And we put it over this arch, and it's done really well. I mean, the great thing with it's evergreen, unless you get a really cold winter, but it's evergreen. It'll go down to about -18, this thing. And it's covered in these little yellow flowers that the pollinators seem to really like. But it makes a very good screen. But it's the speed of growth that's so incredible about it. And it will grow in partial shade as well as sun. For some strange reason this year, the tiny village I live in has been invaded by these bees. And this is a picture from a neighbour's garden. And there are thousands of these bees sort of flying around and making this incredible buzzing noise. And the general consensus is that they're burrowing bees. They're not an actual swarm of bees. They're bees that have emerged from their burrows, and this is a mating thing for them. And they're quite harmless. They won't sting you. The males don't sting at all, and the females very rarely sting. And should you happen to be stung, which is very unlikely, they're only score a 1 on the Schmidt index for sting intensity, whatever that would mean. But I've never seen it before here, and if you've got them, please just let them get on with whatever they're doing, and they won't harm you at all.